Baba Vanga, the famous blind prophet, foresaw a terrifying virus outbreak in 2025 that could surpass the devastation caused by COVID-19. Recently, a mysterious illness has emerged in the Democratic Republic of Congo, alarming experts due to its exceptionally high mortality rate, particularly among children. The prophet had predicted a catastrophic pandemic that would shake humanity, describing a virus with a fatality rate much higher than COVID-19. According to her visions, the virus would claim 350 million lives globally, creating a chilling image of white tents filled with the sick in supermarket parking lots. Baba Vanga warned that this pandemic would wreak havoc on the world. In her visions, she saw a plague deadlier than COVID-19 sweeping across nations. Recent reports from the Democratic Republic of Congo seem eerily aligned with her predictions. The World Health Organization, WHO, has identified over 400,000 cases and more than 31,000 deaths, marking a staggering 7.6% mortality rate, much higher than COVID-19's estimated 1%. Alarmingly, children, especially those suffering from malnutrition, are the primary victims, with most cases occurring in children under 5 years old. WHO reports indicate that while the outbreak appeared to peak in early November, further surges are expected. This mysterious flu-like illness has claimed 143 lives in southwest Congo, with cases continuing to rise. Medical teams have been dispatched to the Panji region to collect samples and conduct analyses, but the rapid spread of the disease is causing deep concern. In rural areas, a lack of essential medicines has led to many dying at home without receiving medical attention. A local epidemiologist highlighted that women and children are disproportionately affected. The WHO spokesperson confirmed that they received an alert last week and are now collaborating with Congo's Ministry of Health to investigate. Experts are racing to identify the cause of this illness and develop intervention measures to curb its spread. The deputy governor of Kango province, Remisaki, explained that the symptoms include high fever and severe headaches. Teams are working tirelessly to gather samples and determine the origins of this disease. Meanwhile, Baba Vanga's visions resurface as she claimed to foresee long queues outside supermarkets, with people panic-buying supplies, a possible indicator of an imminent global crisis. Although she couldn't specify when the pandemic would occur, Vanga's descriptions are disturbingly similar to the current situation. She also predicted that during the outbreak, the U.S. government, led by then-President Trump, would close borders and suspend international flights. Her prophecy hinted at the disease originating from the driest continent, Africa, and then spreading globally. This aligns with the predictions of another famed prophet, Nostradamus, who in the 16th century wrote about a devastating ancient plague returning in 2025, causing more destruction than war. While such prophecies might seem far-fetched, the ongoing outbreak in Congo, with at least 31 deaths and hundreds of infections, has become a global concern due to its high fatality rate and mysterious nature. This unknown disease, primarily targeting children under 5, has raised alarms. Despite significant efforts, health experts have yet to determine its cause. The flu-like symptoms and high mortality rates remind the world of how vulnerable humanity is to emerging threats, similar to or even deadlier than COVID-19. The mysterious outbreak underscores the urgency of identifying its origins and mitigating its impact to prevent another global catastrophe. The mysterious illness includes symptoms such as high fever, aches, coughing, and a runny nose. Tragically, all children who succumbed to the disease were suffering from severe malnutrition. Although the outbreak appeared to peak in early November, new infections are still rising, placing enormous strain on an already fragile healthcare system. The term Disease X, introduced in 2018, was a warning about the potential of an unidentified global pandemic. According to the WHO, such outbreaks are often triggered by familiar pathogens. In this case, 10 samples tested positive for measles, though WHO Director General Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus cautioned that other causes cannot be ruled out, and further testing is underway. Dr. John Nkengasong, director of the Africa CDC, criticized the government of Congo for its delayed response in alerting international health organizations. He stated that it is unacceptable to wait weeks into an outbreak before raising the alarm. The affected area is located approximately 48 hours by road from Kinshasa, the capital, where the lack of local testing facilities delays diagnostic and containment efforts. A survey by the Africa CDC highlights that many African nations lack the necessary infrastructure and medical supplies to diagnose and respond promptly to outbreaks. In 23 alone, there were 180 health emergencies across the continent linked to infectious diseases such as measles, monkeypox, and polio. Congo, a country in Central Africa, has been devastated by prolonged conflict since 1996, resulting in the loss of approximately 6 million lives. Ongoing tensions among armed groups in provinces like Congo exacerbate food shortages. According to the World Food Programme, this region faces one of the worst hunger crises globally, with 25.6 million people experiencing food insecurity and 4.5 million children suffering from severe malnutrition. Low vaccination rates further expose children to diseases like measles and malaria, while poor healthcare infrastructure delays response to outbreaks, leaving many untreated. In response to the flu-like outbreak in southern Congo, several nations have tightened airport screenings. Francesco Via, a senior official at Italy's Ministry of Health, stated, "We have activated measures to enhance vigilance at ports and airports immediately. Do not underestimate the situation, but avoid panic." Hong Kong and China have also implemented stricter checks for all transit flights from Africa starting December 1st. Travelers from Johannesburg, South Africa, and Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, must now undergo rigorous screening. Meanwhile, Japan's Ministry of Foreign Affairs has issued a travel advisory against non-essential visits to affected areas. On December 6th, Thailand's Ministry of Health issued alerts to all its monitoring stations, urging heightened vigilance at airport health checkpoints. Baba Vanga had previously urged people to pray in the face of such deadly outbreaks. She believed humanity could mitigate the impact of catastrophic pandemics by purifying their souls, achieving inner peace, and sincerely revering divine powers. In her vision, those who received divine protection were surrounded by a radiant light that destroyed harmful entities within its reach. Even in times of great peril, Baba Vanga's prophecy offers hope, suggesting that humanity still has a chance to be saved, if people are willing to embrace the divine help extended to them. She also foresaw significant turmoil in China, predicting drastic changes in 2025. In her spiritual visions, a dark veil overshadowed China's map, signaling a tumultuous period for the country. She believed this marked the beginning of major transformations that would unfold over several years. Baba Vanga's prophecy linked 2025 to major upheavals in China, marking it as the start of significant shifts. She associated the year with two critical astrological periods, Shikma Hongdung, or Red Horse and Red Goat, indicating profound historical changes. The years 2025, Binno, Fire Horse, and 2026, Dinmui, Fire Goat, are believed to bring monumental shifts similar to those seen during historical events like the fall of the Western Zhou dynasty and other transformative periods in Chinese history. Vanga's predictions point to turbulent years ahead, where 25 is merely the precursor to larger events that will reshape the future. Baba Vanga's prophecy points to significant cultural shifts in China, marking 2025, the year of the Red Horse, as a period of profound transformation. Following this is 2026, symbolized as the Year of the Red Goat. In ancient Ming dynasty writings, such as Liu Bin's Jade Scroll of Salvation, there is a cautionary line. Beware of the years of the dragon and snake. Passing these brings great trials and changes. These refer to 24, Year of the Dragon, and 20th, Year of the Snake. By 20s, Vanga predicts that humanity will emerge into a brighter era after enduring these challenges. Prophecies from Sam Trang Trinh, an iconic Vietnamese oracle text, align closely with recent global developments. In one section, it describes dramatic transformations during the years of the tiger, 2022, cat, 2023, snake, 2020, and horse, 2025, culminating in the downfall of corrupt forces by 2026. The prophecy foretells a time of chaos, followed by a renewal and prosperity. These alignments with historical upheavals and events predicted by Baba Vanga add a layer of intrigue to her forecasts. Vanga's visions of 2025 suggest a global reckoning, often interpreted as the beginning of an apocalyptic era. Though humanity will not face extinction until much later, Vanga saw 2025 as the starting point of significant societal and environmental transformations. Such prophecies echo historical predictions, including the Mayan 2012 apocalypse theory and the doomsday clock maintained by the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists, which measures humanity's proximity to global catastrophe. Regarding global politics, Baba Vanga's predictions about former U.S. President Donald Trump have sparked significant interest. She foresaw Trump taking office during a severe economic crisis, seen as a miracle by the American people for leading the country back to prosperity. However, she also predicted that his presidency would mark the beginning of a divisive era in the U.S., with internal strife escalating into something resembling a civil war. She claimed that Trump would not be the last leader of a united America. In her vision, Vanga described Trump's presidency as a mix of economic recovery and profound societal discord, exacerbated by issues like racial tensions, social inequality, and political polarization. She also foresaw the possibility of an assassination attempt near the end of his term and divisive foreign policy decisions that could strain relationships with major world powers. Despite economic gains during his tenure, his policies, such as withdrawing from the Paris Climate Agreement and the Trans-Pacific Partnership, TPP, alienated traditional allies and diminished America's global influence. Nostradamus, the renowned French prophet, similarly made predictions about Trump. He described a leader referred to as Trumpet, whose decisions and speeches would shock and confuse the world. Nostradamus's writings appear to foreshadow Trump's actions, such as building a border wall with Mexico and withdrawing from key international agreements. His tenure is seen as a period of deep societal divides and heightened international tensions. Nostradamus's prophecies, written over 500 years ago, even hinted at Trump's role as the 45th and 47th President of the United States. This aligns with speculation about Trump returning to power. In one poetic stanza, Nostradamus mentions trumpet leading with polarizing decisions and fracturing global alliances. This resonates with Trump's controversial foreign policy moves, such as scrapping NAFTA and the TPP, which further strained international relations and reshaped America's role on the global stage. Nostradamus's writings also mention walls, eerily reminiscent of former U.S. President Donald Trump's plans to build a border wall to curb illegal immigration from Mexico. During his campaign, Trump frequently pledged to deport thousands of undocumented immigrants from U.S. soil. Nostradamus predicted that Trump's presidency would sow deep divisions within political factions and among the American people, plunging the country into chaos. This internal discord, he foresaw, would pave the way for other global powers to rise, diminishing the United States' influence on the world stage. Nostradamus, who made over 1,000 predictions during his time, has seen more than half of them come true, fueling speculation about his foresight. His prophecy regarding Trump becoming president and the polarizing rhetoric associated with his term has left many unsettled. Nostradamus warned that America, once the leading global superpower, would face a decline in influence as emerging powers took its place. This prediction aligns with ongoing political turbulence in the U.S., marked by a sharp divide between the Republican and Democratic parties. According to the Economic Times, Baba Vanga recently gained attention for her chilling prophecies about the world's fate in 2025. Among her predictions, she claimed humanity could face extinction in the far future, beginning with apocalyptic events in 2025. She also foresaw the potential rise of Donald Trump to prominence once more, which has sparked widespread debate. Another shocking claim by Vanga involves humanity encountering extraterrestrial beings. She predicted that by 2025, these beings would reveal their presence, marking the beginning of a new chapter in human history. While some view this as a sensational claim, it has reignited debates about the existence of alien life and their potential influence on Earth. Vanga also predicted Europe's devastation due to internal conflicts, with its population nearly wiped out, signaling the start of humanity's decline. Many skeptics have dismissed these prophecies, citing a lack of scientific evidence. However, some of Vanga's predictions have drawn attention to geopolitical tensions, particularly in Europe. Reports from sources like Economic Times and NDTV suggest that Vanga warned of a new conflict in Europe, separate from the ongoing war between Ukraine and Russia. According to these interpretations, she predicted Russia's victory in the conflict, led by President Vladimir Putin. Nostradamus, too, painted a bleak picture of the future through his poetic quatrains. His writings from centuries ago describe devastating wars, the resurgence of ancient plagues, and catastrophic events reshaping humanity's future. Vanga and Nostradamus both warned of a dark period ahead, with Vanga specifically foreseeing Europe's devastation by 2025 due to internal discord and a significant population decline. One of Baba Vanga's most significant and unsettling predictions revolves around the end of days, which she believed would begin in 2025. According to her, Europe would face devastating internal conflicts, leading to a dramatic population decline that could approach near total collapse. While her predictions might seem far-fetched, the ongoing instability in Europe makes her warnings eerily plausible. The war between Russia and Ukraine continues to escalate, with Ukraine persistently seeking NATO membership for security. This has raised fears of a broader conflict between the West and Russia, potentially erupting at any moment. Beyond these conflicts, Europe faces challenges such as internal divisions within the European Union, political fragmentation, and the strain caused by migration from Africa and the Middle East. These issues have created humanitarian and political crises, fueling unrest within EU member states. Economically, while Europe remains strong, high public debt, an aging population, and declining productivity place significant pressure on governments, threatening future stability. Baba Vanga's prediction of Europe's downfall by 2025 could become reality if these interconnected problems spiral out of control. The global political situation is equally precarious. Major powers like the US, China, and NATO members are embroiled in geopolitical disputes, with escalating tensions in areas like the South China Sea, Taiwan, and the Korean Peninsula. Baba Vanga believed that 2025 would mark the beginning of an unavoidable transformation. Whether this represents the literal end of the world or merely the end of an old global order, her prophecy underscores the fragility of today's political, economic, and environmental systems. Climate change and environmental degradation further complicate the picture. Increasingly frequent and severe natural disasters, wildfires, floods, and heat waves are already reshaping economies and societies. These factors, combined with political instability, align with Vanga's vision of profound global changes starting in 2025. She hinted that humanity could face a dramatic shift in its understanding of the world, fueled by environmental, political, and potentially even cosmic forces. One of Baba Vanga's most controversial predictions involves humanity's encounter with extraterrestrial beings in 2025. She claimed that these beings would reveal their presence, fundamentally altering our perception of the universe. While this notion has often been dismissed as fantastical, recent advancements in UFO research and declassified government reports have brought the possibility of alien life into mainstream discussion. If such an event occurs, it could revolutionize humanity's view of its place in the cosmos. Vanga stated that these beings would announce their existence in a way that could no longer be ignored. Her prophecy has sparked widespread speculation, with some interpreting it as a warning of a peaceful exchange, while others fear it could signal an invasion. Baba Vanga's prophecies include warnings about another significant threat to humanity: climate change and natural disasters. She predicted devastating volcanic eruptions, destructive tropical storms, and severe flooding that would bring catastrophic consequences to many parts of the world. These predictions have gained credibility among experts as they align with scientific findings. For example, Vanga foresaw an increase in natural disasters in 2024, a year marked by record-breaking climate events, according to the Climate Center's analysis. Human-induced climate change, primarily from activities like coal burning and deforestation, continues to exacerbate extreme weather events. Approximately 60% of the global population is now affected by extreme temperatures. According to NOAA, July 2024 recorded the highest global average temperature in 175 years, exceeding the 20th century average by 1.21 degrees Celsius. Rising temperatures have contributed to droughts, wildfires, and flooding during heavy rains. Hurricanes like Helen in the U.S. and Typhoon Yagi in Vietnam further corroborate Vanga's predictions. A recent report published in Bioscience warns of an unprecedented climate emergency. Scientists highlight potential catastrophic changes, including the collapse of ice sheets, mass die-offs of vegetation, and irreversible environmental damage. Baba Vanga's warnings about climate threats resonate strongly in this context, as she described humanity teetering on the edge of a disaster that could permanently alter the planet's ecosystems. Known as the Nostradamus of the Balkans, Baba Vanga passed away in 1996, but left behind yearly predictions extending until 5079. While the accuracy of her prophecies remains debated, her influence on popular culture is undeniable. Her predictions, particularly those concerning the apocalypse, continue to spark widespread interest and discussion on social media and in global news outlets. What does Baba Vanga's vision of the future hold for humanity from 2025 to 5079? She claimed the apocalypse would not occur suddenly, but unfold gradually, beginning in 2025. According to her, this year marks the onset of profound global transformations. Some of her other notable predictions include 2025. The apocalypse begins, with Europe devastated by internal conflicts and its population dramatically declining. 2028. Humanity begins exploring Venus to harness energy. 2033. Polar ice caps melt, causing global sea levels to rise rapidly. 2013. 0. Humanity makes contact with extraterrestrial civilizations. 2170. A severe drought affects nearly all regions on Earth. 2355. A war breaks out between Earth and a Martian civilization. 3797. Humanity evacuates Earth due to its uninhabitable conditions, leading to the eventual end of the world in 5079. Vanga's prophecies have occasionally been uncannily accurate, such as predicting the 9/11 terrorist attacks in the U.S., the assassination of Indian Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, and the Chernobyl disaster. However, there have also been notable inaccuracies, such as her prediction of a Third World War between 2010 and 2014, which did not materialize. Despite the mixed track record of her predictions, her visions for the future align with ongoing global challenges, including political upheaval, climate change, and economic instability. The possibility of Donald Trump's political resurgence, Europe's decline due to internal strife, and the shifting influence of major powers seem increasingly plausible. Baba Vanga's warnings about humanity's confrontation with extraterrestrial beings in 2025 have also sparked intense curiosity. She predicted that aliens would reveal their presence, fundamentally altering human understanding of the universe. Although skeptics dismiss these claims as imaginative, the growing interest in UFO phenomena and declassified government reports on unidentified aerial objects has brought this topic into the mainstream. Whether or not Baba Vanga's prophecies come true remains uncertain, but the current state of global affairs suggests humanity is on the brink of significant change. From climate catastrophes to political divisions and social upheaval, the challenges we face are monumental. Time will reveal the truth behind her predictions, but without decisive action, humanity risks enduring further crises, divisions, and unforeseen disasters.